Hello there, YouTube, and welcome to Wednesday, the 18th of March. It was a 49-degree morning, and it's 50-something here. 53 now. I think it's supposed to pour down. It was raining when I was getting ready, and I come out expecting to walk in the rain, coming out to the car and trying to do a hello to the day thing, and it's not even sprinkling at the moment. Love hearing all the birds and stuff. They are very, very active. But it's a hump day. It's a head on to the workstead, and definitely got some stuff to do. So let's go and get it done. All right. 54 degrees, mostly sunny again. You can see through the crack down there. That's right about where it's on the other side. It's in Oregon. But just like yesterday, the whole time heading south, we're looking at Oregon. It's all just blue.
Bright blue.
Not a cloud in the sky over there.
I know it. It's raining at the house.
Yeah, it's like, it was dumping at the house at one point.
Yeah, I was getting dressed and I could hear it just pounding.
Yeah. But Mama, made it to hump day.
We did.
It's going. Oh, we even had a little traffic diversion. We had to go straight all the way to SR 500. This 205 was just red.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to get stuck in that.
We still made it in good time.
Yeah.
It only adds a few minutes when you go that route, but it seems longer because it's not the norm.
Normal.
Yeah.
It seems like it takes forever.
Anyway, bud, have yourself a wonderful day.
You too.
And I'll see you in the passings.
All right.
All right. Love you. See you, bud.
I love you.
I haven't looked at the comments of anybody because I didn't say that. As soon as I turned the camera off, you go, you didn't say.
You didn't say I love you.
But we say it again.
I know.
When we split up, she goes in the store, I go down the hill.
Yeah.
All right, Mom.
All right, Paul.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Okay, this 26 Riker, we built 4 of them out there, and I told you, was that last night? Or yesterday morning? Yeah, I think it was yesterday morning at 4 o'clock. The security guys, doing their pan and scan stuff, seeing something out there with a glowing tail light, and it was this one. But what was weird, is when I came through, and I just walked right past his daylight out, and I think it was a little bright. Well, not as bright as it is now. I walked right past it, didn't even notice it was on. When I locked the door the night before, it was dark enough that, I'd have seen it glowing. You can't miss it from where I was standing. But anyway, I get upstairs and everybody's going, he goes, what's the deal with the brake lights? And I didn't know anything about it. I hadn't read my emails yet. They got blasted out. But anyway, so I come down and check the thing out. Well, it was the running light that was on. And if I hit the brake lever, the brake light would come on, but it's like spiders. The brake light's always active. And so is the horn. The horn and brakes, Rikers are the same way. Even with the key out of it and not on, everything, the brake light switch and the horn works at all times. And I guess it's like a car or something doing that same technology, and apparently. But anyway, so I go to hook this thing up. The battery was too low. I don't know if it was from the light being on or what, but the battery was too low to do diagnostics. So I hooked the BMW charger to it. Went through it, had an ABS, VCM, and cluster low voltage threshold was met or whatever. It was just the battery was low. So I cleared those while the computer, because this thing throws 13.5 volts to it at all times for doing diagnostic and stuff. So I cleared the codes and cycled everything down. There's no updates or anything for it. And it starts up, runs, everything was cool. And but the light was still on. So these things it's kind of cool. It actually has a 50 amp battery fuse, similar to what Harley does, which is kind of cool. So I just pulled the fuse. So anyway, this morning I come in or last night before I left, I realized that I still had the fuse out. Put the fuse in this morning, light comes on. Well, now it's a brake light. I'm going, it's not a running light like it was, yesterday. Of course, I didn't pay much attention to it after I, goofing around and did the testing and stuff, because I just did the computer stuff and then pulled the battery fuse. Anyway, this morning I plugged the fuse in and I'm looking across and I'm going, that's the brake light. That's not the running light. But, it's probably doing weird stuff because of low voltage, because all the computers and stuff. So, anyway, doing a little investigation. These actually were part of a recall. You remember the brake light switches for these? I think I had to put the spring on his. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was his. It could have been one of the other 22s. He had the right switch, but needed the spring. So I reached down because the light's on and lift up, boop, brake light goes out. Switch is too tight. I mean, them things, those LEDs, you're gonna see them suckers when you're going down the road. But you reach down here to the bottom of the switch, just give her a quick little lift there, and off the light goes. So I have to adjust it, but as you can see, it's a large nut. It's not like a dirt bike or whatever where you got that little knurled knob that you can adjust it. Look at that, me just standing here. It came back on. Oh. Yeah, she's sensitive. Definitely sensitive. So I'm gonna get a wrench out and adjust that thing. And I need to double check to see if that spring's supposed to be on there, because that was one of the reason for the recall, was the brake light could be on, and then when you applied your brakes, someone behind you didn't notice the difference. And because if the brake light's on all the time, they don't know when you're hitting your brakes. And needless to say, that can be very dangerous when you're driving down the road. So let's get this thing adjusted and get her out of my hair here, huh? Time for a ACS pump, a belt, and some tires. I'm not sure if he could probably pass on that rear tire a little bit. What do you think? Holy moly. The bad thing about these is when you walk up on them from behind, you pretty much can't see the tire. You gotta squat a little bit to see it. Yeah, buddy, they're worn down. And I guess he's got to go quite a few miles on a gravel road going to and from his house. It's absolutely gorgeous down here. I'm on the phone. I can't see what the temperature is. It's got to be 60 something. I got the doors open, and so I look at home at security stuff there, and it's just pouring down rain. It did the same thing yesterday. We asked Christy when we got home, did it ever stop raining? Nope. So it's so wet there that they're just swapping Annie and Sasha on Leo's old cable back and forth, and they spend some time inside and some time outside. Annie will go into her little house, but Sasha still does not go in there. She will stand in the pouring down rain before she goes in that little dog house that we got her. And every single morning, Kelly, when she's on that runner, she tosses those little dog bone things. I'll give them a little dog bone when we leave. Every morning she throws it in there, and Sasha just walks right in, chomp, 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 eats it down, and comes back out. So you're walking on this super soft, comfy little dog bed we threw in there for you, and you're not in the rain. Why you can't figure that out, you stubborn mutt? But she's got her ways. As I think you guys have figured out over the years. But let's bust this thing out. There's actually, I would say, a little more involved with these new ones, because all the side panel has to come off. Well, definitely have to you just got to take them off. I mean, you can literally get the trunk out, which is fine, but the ACS pump is sitting in about the same area as it was on that blue 2011. So you can't get into it this way. So you got to pull both the side panels off. So there's a lot of work to that. A lot more work, but the time's no different. So this is one that well, I can definitely lose time on them, but these ones, if the normal guy buzzing along is gonna lose time, you'll lose time on ACS pump. But thankfully, I think 3 total we've ever done on the 2020 and newer. And oddly enough, this guy has a friend, and he told me his name, and I know who he is, and he was one of the 2 customers. That's crazy. So ACS pumps just not an issue. It must be something to do with a lot of dirt roads or something. I don't know. This belt's got a lot of rocks in it. He's gonna order that belt, the rock guard thing. I think it's Baja Ron's, I think is who sells it. And he goes, well, can you guys get that from us? And I go, well, he's, he sells through a site only. So, being a corporate thing, we got it charging the shipping, and then they throw handling charges on us. Dude, it's so easy to do yourself. I mean, really easy. And its instructions are really good. You have to take this guard off. It's kind of tricky because you got to reach in with a 10 millimeter and hold the nut. It's holes in the frame, so you have to hold a nut on it. It's easy to do. And one of the bolts is tucked in there. Just got to kind of squeeze in there and get it out, and just knock that out of the way. And very much, because where it sticks is on the other side over here. You clean that swing arm really, really good. And it comes with a little cardboard, kind of like a template kind of a thing. And you want to use that cardboard because that cardboard spaces that rock guard perfectly between the belt and the tire, so that when you stick it on, then you pull the little guard off, and then it floats between the tire. If you get them too far in, it'll rub the tire, especially when you go backwards. And if you're too far out this way, it'll rub the belt. That belt's not even on there right. Not even close. Probably one of the holes. These are, I forget what it works out to be. I know it's easy. I just use a 20 thousandths gauge, whatever that works out in metric. So 20 thousandths to 5 millimeters, which is shockingly thin when you think about it, but that's way out there. And the danger here is there's no sheave on the. It's not really a sheave. It's kind of a, because you're not riding on it. But anyway, it's protected going in, but not on coming out. Get that thing far enough off. I've seen them so far off that when you ride them in reverse, boom, thing falls off. Thankfully, it does it in reverse and not forward. But I could imagine that could happen if you got it so far off. Somebody left a comment about that. I said, dude, you need to take it in and have it inspected. They just put a tire on it. It's hearing rubbing noises. If you get these out of a line too far, the caliper will make a squeaking sound like it's dragging. And essentially what it is the pads. The pads look, well, I've shown you, it looks like a chunk of brass. And they'll squeak and make all kinds of noises. They used to put shims in here. 2020 newer, I don't know what they did different, but there used to be shims, and if you didn't pay attention where that shim was and didn't put it back in, it would immediately squeak. But the shims have been gone for quite a while. But anyway, all this has got to come off. Well, this comes off pretty much as an assembly, but save yourself and take this rubber fender piece off while you have it out, because this is really hard plastic, and you don't lay these on their butt like you do on a tire, like you do those. The trunk and everything has to come off. It's a quick disconnect trunk, and you set them down and just lay them flat down, kind of like you see it here, but it'll point down a little bit, and it'll ride on 2 points up front, and this point right here. Just make sure he doesn't have, like an anvil or, bricks in one of the saddlebags, and you're good to go. It doesn't have enough weight to bow or bend anything. But these things will pop out. It must have enough dirt in there, it won't pop out. But you just bump these things and it'll pop out. Oh, there it starts to go. There it is. It's got to come out anyway. But these things will pop out, and when they do, and you don't notice it, the draft swinging around the bike will roll that thing in, and you'll see tire marks in the back of the rubber. So a thing that helps if you knock that thing out, so you don't have to take the screws, and it's kind of hard fighting it in this area. But if you're at home, just take a hose and spray water and just knock it loose. Spray water in there, and if you got compressed air, it'd be nice too. Blast it with air, and I just take some Honda silicone and go give it a little spray in there and pop them in. Don't take off right away. Let the silicone cure, and they stick really well. So that Honda silicone does stuff to rubber that's magical. It preserves it, and it makes it sticky. And you gotta hit them hard to get that thing off. In fact, that's hard enough that I would think somebody probably used silicone to put that thing on, because they actually pop off really easy. That's where that Riker was sitting. Well, it's sitting there now because I pulled that one out and pushed that one back. But yeah, I come here locking the door, I would have seen that thing glowing. But I'm about to do a dude a $700 favor. Guy was probably lubing or doing something with his paddle shifter on his RT Limited. It doesn't matter whether it's F3 RT. I think pretty much, all of them. Little springs behind those little ball bearings. He lost those springs. The only way you can get that is to buy the whole switch. Well, a switch that died on one pulled the switch assembly, or this part out, so he'll get the ball bearings and the springs. $700 for that thing. It's hard to believe. Definitely rides on a lot of gravel. All kinds of stuff falling out of this thing. Even a zip tie fell out of this cover, which lays on the outside of that. It's just like a beauty cover that runs across the strip here. Zip tie come flying out of that. But I think I see why his belt is not riding on the pulley correctly. It's when you get them on the side like that's when things get really ugly. Look, the rock is still in there too, but that'll tear. And if you get them in the center, you can pretty much keep going. I would roll it around, have a pick or a really small screwdriver and dig that out of there, so it doesn't make any worse damage. But when it's on the side, that's the danger zone. That'll make them tear. In the center, they handle that pretty good. But you can see where this thing's been eating rocks, and yeah, she's pretty rough. So anyway, I got that side panel off, and I just take the floorboards off because I find it's way easier to just take the three screws. You got to take the passenger floorboard off anyway, because that's over that cover. But I take the three. I think this is my whistler. His whistle must be broke. That was more of a chirp, but that's him. So anyway, get the other side off, and you can start to see. Yeah, I can see right in here. That's the ACS pump. Oh, I forgot. You got the evap canisters in the way on these. Oh, Billy. Oh, forgot. But I mean, just rocks everywhere. It's just collecting all over everything. That's not good on these things. That gets in places that are big no-nos. But there's your airbag looking here. But we have to use the camera to see it. I don't see a lot of stuff underneath there. Need to let all the air out so it'll shrink. It doesn't look real bad. I mean, I just see a little stuff in there, but let all the air out and blow it out. If you want to clean yours, put it on a jack, take all the weight off. You don't have to lift the wheel in the air. Just get it so the wheel's almost about to come off the air, and just let the air out, and the bag will shrink. Just take a blower with a nozzle and just blow it out in there. And sometimes you get into those chip seal things, and the tarred rocks will stick, and just get something and knock those loose. Be careful you don't use like a pick or something and knock a hole in your bag. These things are really tough though, but still be careful. Yeah, that's a lot of country road riding there. Wow, it sure does a number on them tires. But it's only one of the rocks I seen, and I was spinning that thing around when I was doing an inspection on it. There's a few of them in there. I noticed that looking down when I was changing oil on this thing. I seen the residue down here. You know what all that oil is? Doesn't mean the bike's leaking. Actually, it's not leaking at all. You know, I tell you guys, leave the dipstick in. Drain the clutch side first until it almost stops draining. Then go to the left side, drain the engine drain. And once that all but stops draining, then you release your, I don't know if you can see it from here. Yeah, there it is. You release your oil filter cap. If you take that oil filter cap off, if that's not the third thing you do, clutch, engine, then the cap, it will heave oil out of that thing. And that's what it does. Just leaves this really nasty. So either they did some oil changes themselves or had somebody that had no idea what they're doing change the oil. And yeah, it makes a mess out of them. One thing's for sure, it's protected from oxidation over here, and it's completely out of sight. But here's what the updated switch looks like. It's got fine threads instead of coarse threads, and you have that spring on there. That's just an assistant to help keep that thing closed. So I let the air out of the bag, and while I was standing here, I just reached in there and gave it a squeeze. Yeah, it's not bad at all in there. Good Lord, you can't get the light and the camera. Oh, that's actually a rock stuck to the side of it. Whoa, that's a cactus burr right there. Some kind of a thorn. But anyway, it's not bad at all. You can just reach in there and blow it, because that's the end of the bag right there. Just lift in there and just blast away. Where's my protection? Because stuff's gonna fly. And lo and behold, there's the ACS pump. And this is what was reversed on that 2011. It had the connector on there, although the 2011 is straight, it's not an elbow. And then the check valve. But the check valve came in. I got wherever the parts are. They're over there. But we got the check valve. You can see. Hide the name here. This is the bag that it was in, that we stole it out of his for the 2011. And this is the new one for this one. But like I said, it was coming in before this thing was scheduled to be worked on. So, and this side, same as the other side, just rocks and crap falling out from absolutely everywhere. And another thing too, these Spyder tires, they don't last very long in gravel and stuff. You can see a lot of wear on these fronts too. I mean, way too much for the mileage the thing has on it. But all right, so now I gotta get it down, loosen the trunk, and remove it. It's got a little on the inside, and loosen that or remove that, and it's got a speed coupler. You reach in, unplug it, set the trunk off to the side, and hopefully he doesn't have bricks in it. Need to make sure he doesn't have bricks in the saddlebags either, because it makes it heavy to come off and kind of unwieldy when you put it on the ground. But we'll get a pump in this thing, and a new belt and some tires, and he'll have a fresh new lease on life. Did I do a brake fluid flush on that? That thing's awfully clean. That thing's like crazy clean. Oh, I had to have done a brake flush on that one. Yeah, I think this was a brake flush. Boy, that's not that one yesterday. That blue. Whew, that was some really bad brake fluid. I mean, everything came out of that thing tough. What I love on these, and I literally fight the twins. Oh, I can't get it in there, but I've shown you before. Yeah, there, you can see it right there. There's the nipple for the VCM right there. That's so nice. Those old twins in the early 1330s. Them things were so buried in 12 millimeter. Everything on Spyders is 10, 11, and 13. That is a 10 mil or a 12 millimeter bolt on that VCM. It's getting late enough. I need to start cleaning up my mess. Get all the dust off all my tools. But I'm gonna make this thing all. Well, I'm not gonna make it pretty. I'm not gonna be the detailer, but I'm gonna get everything that's on it functioning, and a belt that's not about to go whack. And get him down the road and have nice suspension and be able to enjoy his ride again. I couldn't imagine riding these things with the suspension messed up on them. That'd be tough. We'll make him right. The biggest thing is adjust that ride height. You don't want that thing reacting to the wrong. It's mandatory that you adjust that ride height, and it needs to be done correctly, because otherwise the pump you can get it into a mode that the pump just never stops running, and that's what will absolutely kill him. Because you're riding along, you hear that thing. Now you don't even hear it, but if you pay attention, you'll get that little you'll feel it. And but yeah, it's very seldom runs. It doesn't have to run all the time, but if it's adjusted wrong and it's trying to achieve a ride height or something that's unobtainable, yeah, you'll burn it out. I think that was probably the number one casualty, was ride height being set off. That blue one was not at. Those were kind of somewhat fixed numbers on those, and yeah, he was not right. So that one just got burnt out because it ran too much. Even though that's an age where they burn out anyway. Maybe that was the cause back then too. But yeah, ride height is crucial on these things, because it's easy to achieve where it needs to be. It's tough trying to achieve something it can't. So anyway, I gotta clean up and get out of here. Thanks for listening to Spyder yammering on again today. Ziggity. Hope you enjoyed it. Listen to that wonderful frog sound. What do you think, Sasha? I'll walk down there and I'll scare him. That's cool. I love that sound. That's really intense. Do you like that sound too, Sasha? Well, hello there, you two. At least it was a nice drive home today.
Yes, it was. Nice and dry.
Yeah. Well, it's nice and warm in here. Decided to just do it in the car.
Yeah.
Because that way it's done. We're not roaming around trying to find a place.
Yeah.
Looks like it rained here most. Yeah. Looks like it rained here most of the day. But it's nice now.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably dry enough that Goofy Sasha's want to go for a walk.
Oh, you know she is.
Dog.
Your fault.
Yeah. Well, another Spyder day today, which was nice.
Good.
Throw that pump in there, belt, tires, and it'll be taillight down the road.
Y'all good to go.
Yep. I reckon I probably talked way too much as it is today, so we will roll.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same Smoak time, same Smoak channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up, and you guys have a wonderful Thursday or Friday.
Heck yeah. All right. We'll see you in the morning.
We will.
All right. Appreciate you watching now. Bye-bye.